right, and we're back on another episode of In His Own Words. Once again, we are celebrating the 10th pastoral anniversary of Pastor Dr. Gabriel Rogers. On this segment of In His Own Words, we'd like to talk about humility. Now, humility is a fundamental aspect of any pastoral ministry, but we'd like to hear from the man himself in his own words. So, Pastor Gabe, in your own words, what has humility meant to you in your ministry?
Such a gracious introduction to that, Nicole. Thank you so kindly. But I would say that humility is at the core of all godly success. There are different types of success out there. You know, I will not tell you that arrogant people can't be successful, because I think that is possible, except you can't keep it. Haughty spirits, pride, they go before falls and destruction. But I really enjoy what James 4:10 says, and I really try to live by it. It says, humble yourself under the Lord, and then watch the B clause, and He'll lift you up. And I really like it when God lifts us up, because the truth is, when God does the lifting, we can keep it.
Yeah.
He takes us to a place that we can stay, right? You know, Jesus said it so well. He said, when you go to a party, speaking of humility, or when you go to a function, he said, sit at the end of the table. He said, you know, don't take the highest seat. Don't purposely exalt yourself. Don't tell everybody about all your credentials and background and how great you are. He said, take the end of the seat. He said, because if you sit too close to the top, somebody greater than you may come, then you gotta be embarrassed and move out of that chair. Well, I don't like being embarrassed, Nicole. I like it when God gets the glory. Amen. And you know, anything that He allows me to have, I also want it to be for His glory. This whole, even me agreeing to these clips that we're doing and have been done so well, I really don't want that light to be on me per se, as much as I want men to see our good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven. So I think humility is when we move totally out of the way and allow God to get all the glory.
Awesome. What great and wonderful insight. Pastor Gabe, if you don't mind, giving that humility is such an important part of your ministry. And I, as one of your members, have definitely seen you exemplify humility over and over again. Are there any examples that stand out to you during these past 10 years where humility has played an important role?
Gosh, well, I tell you, more examples probably than I can count. But I can tell you this, down through the years, I can think about as this ministry was founded, we had all types of people to come through. All kinds of folk who would have seen themselves at a certain place, at a certain level. And I'll never forget this, and I hope that this becomes a blessing, perhaps even to a minister in training. But we had a young minister to come, and you know, they pulled me to the side. This was when we were back at the school. And they said to me, Pastor Gabe, I just want to know how I will be used in this church. I want to know what my role will be. Now, of course, this was their second week coming to the ministry, but they wanted to know what their role would be. And meanwhile, me and the rest of the men were picking up chairs and hanging them back up from that Sunday service. So I said to that young minister, I said, well, you know, candidly, I think your role is what the rest of our roles are. And that is to humble ourselves, amen, roll up our sleeves and work. Amen. Don't worry about position. Don't worry about the next opportunity to preach or to do this or that. If I could inspire anybody that's pursuing greatness, simply say, Lord, what can I do? Amen. To serve and support you. And I don't need a limelight, and I don't need people to know my name, and I don't need a platform. I just want to be used by God. In my ministry, which is God's ministry, that has always been my prayer. Every opportunity that I can get on my face and remind God, sometimes even before coming out to preach on a Sunday morning, I just ask God, and if He'll allow me to be used by Him. And then watch this, Nicole. Then I thank Him for letting me be on the team.
awesome.
Because it's easy to become humble when you realize there's a whole lot of people that God could have picked. But I just thank him all the time for letting me be on the team. Amen. What would I do without him? We can do nothing.
Wow, no, that's the truth. Well, once again, I mean, what more could you say? We've heard it from him in his own words, coming from Mr. Humility, Mr. Humble himself.
God be the glory. Amen.
In his own words, humility is a fundamental aspect of any pastoral ministry. Thank you so much, Pastor Gabe.
Thank you, Attorney Nicole.
Sounds good.
You're great.